kind of need some help with style. So I'm going for promotion for season 2 of Gypsy Rose Life After Lock.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard is once again in the hot seat, and this time, the controversy surrounding her isn't dying down. After attending a Post Malone concert where she was caught engaging in activities that seemingly violated her parole, she's been under intense public scrutiny. Instead of taking a step back to address the backlash, Gypsy has gone live multiple times in an attempt to defend herself, but rather than putting out the fire, she's only added fuel to the flames. And now, in what appears to be a calculated move to shift the public's focus, her team has announced that she's heading to Los Angeles to promote Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup Season 2. But is this really the right time for a publicity tour?
So I will let y'all vote on an outfit that y'all like best to wear to Los Angeles.
Will the promotion help her regain control of the narrative, or is this strategy doomed to fail? Based on the way things are unfolding, the odds aren't looking good for her. Just recently, Gypsy posted a video announcing her upcoming trip, inviting her fans to help her choose outfits for the promotional tour. She showcased 3 different looks, playfully admitting that she wasn't even sure of her full itinerary but wanted to be prepared for any occasion. On the surface, it seemed like a harmless, light-hearted fashion poll, just another influencer-style interaction with her audience.
Murder, and then coming on the internet and saying, I'm going to LA next week. What should I wear to talk about how I unalived my mom? There's no way I would have set my mom up and did what she did and then get on the internet and say, let me know what you guys think. What is happening?
But let's be real, this wasn't just about picking the perfect outfit. It was a clear attempt at misdirection. By engaging her audience in an interactive, seemingly trivial decision, she subtly redirected attention away from the firestorm surrounding her recent controversies. Instead of addressing the serious concerns people have about her actions, she created a distraction, making it seem as if everything was business as usual. This move fits into a well-documented pattern of Gypsy's media strategy.
What are we doing? Why are we praising this girl that unalived her mom for sausage, lied about abuse, was part of scamming and frauding, used a man with autism, a low IQ, and he was collecting permanent disability. And she is still using him and manipulating him while he's in prison.
Whenever she faces public backlash, she turns to engagement tactics, asking fans for their opinions on superficial matters, sharing personal anecdotes, and creating light-hearted content that shifts the conversation. The outfit poll wasn't just about making her followers feel included in her life. It was a calculated effort to steer the narrative in a direction she could control. Rather than responding to the difficult questions being raised, she ensured the conversation revolved around something as inconsequential as fashion choices.
Murder, and then coming on the internet and saying, I'm going to LA next week. What should I wear to talk about how I unalived my mom? There's no way.
This approach has worked for her in the past. By keeping her fans focused on curated, feel-good content, she's been able to maintain a loyal base that remains emotionally invested in her journey. But the real question is, will it work this time? The scrutiny Gypsy is facing now is unlike anything she's dealt with before. With every new controversy, her attempts to control the narrative are being met with growing skepticism.
And did what she did and then get on the internet and say, let me know what you guys think. What is happening? America, what are we doing? Why are we praising?
The public is more aware than ever, and the cracks in her carefully curated post-prison image are becoming harder to ignore. It all started when Gypsy attended a Post Malone concert, a seemingly harmless outing at first. But soon after, videos and screenshots started circulating, showing her drinking, smoking, and even gambling, all clear violations of her parole. And the most shocking part, she wasn't caught by some sneaky paparazzi or exposed by an anonymous tip.
For sausage, lied about abuse, was part of scamming and frauding, used a man with autism, a low IQ, and he was collecting permanent disability.
She incriminated herself through her own live streams. Footage showed her casually accepting a cocktail, hanging out in a casino, and holding a pack of cigarettes. These weren't just rumors or speculation. This was Gypsy, on camera, making choices that would normally land a Parole in serious trouble. And it wasn't just the violations themselves that raised eyebrows.
And she is still using him and manipulating him while he's in prison. And she's out here on this internet asking y'all what should she wear to LA for the premiere of her show, because she's so proud she set her mom up to be unalived.
It was her attitude while doing it. There was no attempt to hide her actions, no concern about the consequences, almost as if she believed she was untouchable. The internet wasn't buying it. The moment the clips surfaced, people started questioning how she was able to so openly break the terms of her parole without facing any repercussions. Where was her parole officer?
Gypsy took to Instagram to let us know that she has an upcoming interview in Los Angeles. In that video, she asked us to take a poll of 3 outfits. She said that the one with the highest collective vote, she will be wearing on the interview.
Why wasn't she being held accountable? This wasn't just about Gypsy's personal choices. It was about a glaring double standard in the justice system. Many parolees live in constant fear of violating even the smallest condition of their release, yet Gypsy was out in public, seemingly flaunting her privileges with no consequences. Her carefree attitude only fueled the outrage. While she was enjoying herself at a concert and casino, other parolees were struggling with strict curfews, random drug tests, and a legal system that heavily polices their every move.
And the results are in. Check it out. So if you voted for outfit number 2, this is your lucky day. Gypsy Rose may be on parole, but she's not letting that get her down. Girl.
The stark contrast raised serious questions. Was Gypsy receiving special treatment because of her fame and media presence? Some speculated that the public sympathy surrounding her case had granted her an unspoken level of leniency, while others argued that it was only a matter of time before the justice system stepped in. Regardless, the controversy added another major crack in her credibility, further fueling the skepticism around her supposed transformation. As if the parole violations weren't enough, Gypsy soon found herself wrapped up in yet another controversy, this time involving allegations of cyberstalking. She was accused of online harassment after sharing a live stream that targeted content creator Becca Groves. The situation escalated when Gypsy's best friend, Bree, went live and exposed Becca's personal information, including her real name, family details, marriage, and even her workplace.
Continuously breaks her parole conditions. However, allegedly, now that the director of parole himself is involved, something will be done. The latest would be Gypsy Rose being at a casino. And here's the casino itself. So this was at the Post Malone concert, but still.
Instead of distancing herself from the situation, Gypsy shared the video with her 9.6 million followers, amplifying the exposure and potentially putting Becca in harm's way. Whether intentional or not, this act fits the legal definition of cyberstalking, using an electronic device to cause harm, fear, or intimidation. And for someone who once orchestrated a crime through social media, this latest incident was particularly ironic. Many found it disturbing that Gypsy, of all people, would use her platform to facilitate online harassment.
Being in the casino is a parole violation. And also, people have pointed out that the bracelet she is wearing is to show that she is of age to partake in adult beverages. And here's Gypsy enjoying a glass of wine with Ken. And even if it's just for the show.
The situation sparked a larger conversation. Had Gypsy really changed, or was this just another example of her manipulation tactics? Legal experts and social media users weighed in, debating whether she should face legal repercussions for her involvement. Some believed this was just another case of her escaping consequences, while others argued that the justice system needed to step in before the situation escalated further.
Even if it's cranberry juice, it is still not a good look and blatantly disrespecting those who are on parole following their conditions. I've had several people who are either on parole or have successfully finished their parole talk about if it was them.
With the weight of multiple scandals hanging over her, Gypsy and her team had a choice: address the controversies head-on or attempt to shift the narrative. They chose the latter. Instead of offering real accountability, they announced her upcoming trip to Los Angeles to promote life after lockup, the hope that the public would refocus on her redemption arc rather than her growing list of controversies. But will it actually work? At this point, it doesn't seem likely. The public isn't as easy to distract as it once was.
They would have received a revocation. So why is this behavior acceptable by a murderer? This entire time, Gypsy Rose has been mocking her parole, taking advantage of the fact she's infamous, and has continued to show no.
Social media is flooded with discussions, commentary videos, and news articles dissecting the discrepancies in how Gypsy is being treated versus how other parolees are handled. Many believe that allowing her to promote a show about her new life while she's still embroiled in legal and ethical scandals is disingenuous and irresponsible. With the public already dissecting her every move, her latest attempts to shift the narrative could be doing more harm than good. Rather than addressing the growing controversies surrounding her, she seems more focused on showcasing her style and promoting her reality TV venture.
No remorse and no redemption. Even if she is on the tail end of her parole, she needs to be held accountable. It is the state's job to ensure an offender that is still serving their sentence in the free world.
Something that's rubbing even her supporters the wrong way. If she keeps ignoring the outrage, she risks losing not just her critics, but also those who once defended her. This wouldn't be the first time Gypsy tried to us a big promotional moment to distract from controversy. When she released her book, My Time to Stand, it was supposed to give her control of her own story. Instead, it backfired. Between inconsistencies in her past statements and her reluctance to share certain details, many saw it as yet another attempt to manipulate public perception. Rather than buying the book, skeptics turned to free audiobooks and detailed reviews, refusing to support something they didn't trust. The book's failure was just another example of how her attempts to steer the conversation often end up making things worse. Her promotional efforts haven't fared much better. When she appeared on WETV, viewers weren't just uninterested, they actively pushed back, with many threatening to boycott the network for giving her a platform.
Is abiding by their conditions and stipulations, and the public is kept safe from them. Gypsy should not be partaking in consuming adult drinks. Hopefully, Gypsy Rose is found accountable very.
And when she sat down for an interview with Kale Lowry, it didn't just damage her own reputation, it hurt Kale's too, with some fans turning on the podcast host simply for engaging with Gypsy. Instead of rebranding herself as a changed woman, she only fueled more skepticism, strengthening the belief that she's still as manipulative as ever. Now, with public scrutiny at an all-time high, Gypsy's decision to push a reality show instead of addressing serious allegations, including possible parole violations and cyber-stalking claims, feels completely out of touch. People aren't buying the act anymore. Watching her casually pick out outfits and share lighthearted content while controversy swirls around her is rubbing people the wrong way. Many believe she's been given special treatment, avoiding consequences, while others in similar situations face serious penalties. What do you think? Will Gypsy's media distraction work, or is she only digging herself into a deeper hole? Will her show be a hit, or is this another failed attempt at rewriting the narrative? And the biggest question of all, how is she continuously getting away with these parole violations while others face serious consequences? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the latest updates.